my name is Ramon and this is my friend Ben. Together we're doing the Boost Bar advert campaign. And
so the main reason that we did the advert is because we had the idea of boost and the idea of speed, running fast. And the overall taste of the bar, when you eat it, it's like crunchy, quite smooth, but it also has energy within it. So we'll raise awareness for the product by making 2 print adverts, one online and one actual print billboard, and everyone will be a television advert, which will be a part of a single advert campaign. And we will hopefully effectively use synergy within the advert, as we use specific things like clothing and everything worn in the advert to implement different things in the advert.
Due to the overall flavour and texture of the chocolate, as well as the energy inside the chocolate, we will be aiming our chocolate to 21 to 40-year-olds. We chose this age because this is the age of people who have to go to work. So we thought an energizing chocolate would be good for them to get to work.
Our brief was that we were given a 30-second long advert, and it cannot be any more than a 30-second advert, and it also was very clear that it has to be copyright-free. So to avoid any sort of copyright, we were going to use really old music, not really old, but within a specific time. Yeah. And because older music's not about as copyrighted as the newer music, if we were to use it, we'd still have to credit them anyway, just to further avoid the copyright. It's also clear that we have to create an understanding of a target market and its audience, as well as having legal and ethical boundaries with what we say and do within the advert.
These are ideas of our campaign. We will be featuring a race and different locations such as the park and roads, and we will also show someone eating the chocolate, and they'll go fast.
So this is our spider diagram for TV adverts. So the first one was that a woman will wake up to an alarm in the morning. It's quite dark coloured, depressed and everything, and it's miserable. So its facial expressions, she'll be quite not upset, but dead. And she'll when she eats the bar, everything becomes more energetic. She, instead of driving to work and everything, she'll just run to work. She'll do all the work. She'll come back home and she'll sit down, and the music will intensify during all of this, as will the colour, and it will saturate. The slogan for this would have been "Fuel for your day." And then the other one, the other TV idea was a group of people are about to race, and the main model eats the Boost bar, and he wins the race but continues running into famous landmark areas like pyramids, the Sphinx, or the Eiffel Tower. And during this he also grows older, just for an added sort of humour thing. And the slogan for this was "Want to go far, eat a Boost bar." And then the last one that we had was a guy turns up to a date, and he's eating a Kit Kat before the date. But when he arrives to the date, he drops a Kit Kat on the floor, because his date is just dating a life-size Boost bar, and it's just a humorous advert.
We had a few ideas for our print advert. One of our print adverts will be on a billboard, and one of them will be on a poster. One of them would be showing a man running while eating a Boost bar through Egypt, which will relate to one of the TV adverts. We have another advert with a man doing weights, but instead of holding a weight, he'll be holding a Boost bar. And one of the other ones will be synergy of a TV show, which will feature a quote to reference the TV show.
The unique selling point of our chocolate bar was that the Boost bar, and it was full of energy. So we tried to adapt that into our specific adverts and print adverts with the running fast idea and speeding up everything. And the main message behind our advert is that when you eat the Boost bar, it gives you energy. So this is shown in our main model in most of the adverts, eating the bar, running fast, completing an everyday task quickly or something, and running to different landmarks like the Sphinx, the Eiffel Tower.
Our stylistic, we chose a Nike Steps advert to help us with our advert, to give us ideas. This advert denotes a man running like across the place, and every time he runs, he goes further and further. We thought this would be a good advert because it shows someone running, which would be our focus of our advert. So it also shows like the use of energy, and like we could use different shots from the advert and we use it in our one.
The other advert that we tried to do was the Nike dry clothing advert, as it's a print advert, and it just shows a woman running and specific like Nike clothing. So the poster mainly focuses on that, and the background was the background is like blurred, so it's mainly focused on the actual woman herself and what she's wearing, which is something we also might want to implement in our print advert, so people don't focus on something around them and focus on the actual character themselves and what's actually going on with the character.
This print advert we also used to help us was an Adidas Impossible advert, which shows a man kicking a ball on top of a crowd. We thought the colouring was interesting, as the only thing that's in colour is the main guy on the top, and everything else is black and white. We thought that the bright colours would like make things stand out. So, for example, we might use the only thing being coloured be the boost bar in one of our adverts.
Our media choices was the medium of television, as well as people, because people nowadays will watch a lot of television during like a prime time, which is 6 from 9 p.m. And we also used the factor of creating an online print advert, as more people are starting to use online and internet much more than actually looking at a poster down the road. But we also have still used the idea of a billboard, because when you're driving, you will see the billboard if you're sitting in traffic or something like that.
We will aim our television adverts on a channel such as Sky One, as it is popular and mainstream, which will allow like loads of people to see the advert. We also want the advert to come on prime time, since adults and children will be watching TV at that time. Yeah.
We had there wasn't really any legal and ethical issues with the ideas for most of our products, because we're going to be filming in like a public park, so we won't require any written confirmation to film actually on the premises of the park. Because we also use older music, we're more likely to avoid copyright, and we also will still credit the creator of the music. And most images featured in the advert will most likely be created by ourselves, or would be taken from a copyright source if need be.
We follow the ASA guidelines with our advert. So the only problem that we had was the stereotype of making the stereotype of black people running fast, which is not guaranteed to be in the advert, but just to be sure, we thought we would be cautious of that one.
We also got a quote from the guidelines. It says, I've lost the quote. Oh yeah. Advertisements must not condone or encourage harmful discriminatory behavior or treatment. Advertisements must not be prejudiced, respect for human dignity.